Well, I'm doing close.
I've never seen that, by the way. I've never seen you drop anything yet. Let's keep it like that.
Hello and welcome to another interview. Now this interview I was waiting to do ever since I started the channel. So this is one of the biggest names in magic in the UK that I think so, at least. But let's welcome Magic Singh. Here we go.
Hey, how you doing?
Great,
right?
Thank you. Thank you for doing this, Amadeep. Now, do you prefer me calling you Amadeep or Magic Singh?
It's up to you, totally up to you.
Okay.
Surprise me.
Okay. Well, let's go with Magic Singh, just because that's what your brand is and people know you for that.
Cool.
But we'll come back to that later. But first I want to know, and I think the viewers want to know, how did you get into magic in the first place?
All right, so age 11,
Okay.
I remember getting a Svengali pack of cards.
Okay.
I can actually just say what the name of the cards are, because when I'm explaining to a layman,
Yeah.
I just say trick pack of cards.
Yeah.
So it was a Svengali pack of cards from Marvin's Magic, and I
Okay.
started practicing it, learning all the moves,
Yeah.
showing my friends and family, and the reaction I got from it, I thought, this is amazing, this is really cool.
Yeah.
So then every birthdays and Christmases from there onwards, I'd get a new magic set, mainly Marvin's Magic. And
Okay.
again, I'd learn the moves, practice it over and over again, and show my friends and family. And the reaction I got, I was just feeding off of it, and I was just buzzing off of it, and slowly building my confidence up. And then I'd say about a year and a half into it, I saw David Blaine for the first time on TV. And I thought, wow, that's what I want to do. I want to learn that sort of stuff.
So this is the late 1990s, I think.
Yeah, I actually remember it was in 1998, I think it was,
Yeah,
that sort of time.
Yeah.
And I remember then going to school the next day, checking out for magic books in the library and studying it, all the sleight of hand. And I was like, oh man, that's how you do the back palm and all this sort of stuff. I was hooked from that moment onwards.
Wow.
And then it slowly escalated from there. Literally, like with my drama classes, my theatre classes, my psychology studies, my media studies, I was always choosing those particular subjects. So it would relate to the development of the craft, essentially, because I felt like I'd made that decision to what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah, but all these things helped though. All of these, because I know you were thinking of either going into films or doing magic, and then you decided to go on the magic route, and but then your background does help, and you tried to do your TV pilot back in the day or something.
This is it. So when I went up to university, I did a degree in film and television production, because I've always had the love and passion for filmmaking, but I always wanted to make my own Magic TV special, or have a TV special on screen. And so I made my own pilot, essentially, which was also a project for university. So I got a degree with it, and I also had a product in hand, which I used as a showreel for the corporate market. So when I did graduate, and I mean, I was doing magic throughout uni time as well, which was funding uni life, which was brilliant. So the pressure was off mum and dad.
Yeah.
And the moment I had the showreel, I was taken to all these clients and agencies and agents and things, and they loved what they saw, and I got a lot of work out from them. It kind of kick-started so many different things, but I also had the skill set of making movies and short films and things like that, which was so handy, because the minute social media came, it's like, perfect.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to talk about social media first, but also I do want to say, when it comes down to Asian parents, they always want their kids to to do magic or comedy or that sort of thing.
Never heard
But your parents are quite supportive of you doing that.
Yeah, I mean, because I started at a very young age 11, and like any kid at that age, they're into something. They've got some sort of hobby, whether it be football, art, dancing, singing, or magic in my case. They just let me get on with it, and I was just doing it on the side, getting on with my studies, and they were like, yeah, as long as you're doing your studies, it's fine, just carry on, you know. But
good.
It got to a point then when I was maybe in college/uni, and I kind of knew what I wanted to do, and I had that, it was a bit of ambiguousness of magic and kind of the filmmaking area, and my parents were like, oh, okay, because no one in my family has ever done something in the arts, if you like, so they thought, look, if you believe in it, go for it. And then, like I said, when I got my degree in hand, I thought, right, the magic is the magic route, because I'd built such a massive client base when I finished my degree as well, and I thought, I have to stick with it, you know. It's just, I love the life it gives me, and I just want to make it bigger and better.
There's no turning back, and obviously the film thing brushed off because of your TikTok. So let's talk about your TikTok success. Social media,
social media. So when Facebook came in, and then YouTube was there, then Instagram, and then eventually TikTok came. But I was I was trying to be as good as I could on Instagram. That was that was, and maybe still is, the platform where you can really host your work essentially, and it's such an easy platform, and you make your own content for free. You know, you shoot everything on a mobile phone, and it's out there, and then the world sees it rather than just London, for example. And I would do this consistently every other day or every other week, and then I'd even like have like themes like my 12 Days of Magic, which I now do every December. But then TikTok, which was originally called Musical.ly, got in touch with me beginning of last year, 2018. They said, hey, we love your stuff on Instagram, come on to TikTok or Musical.ly. I thought, I wasn't too sure. And eventually got on board, and then I just started creating content. And the different or unique, the unique side of them is that you can access the Apple Music library or just the music library, and you can use 15 seconds of it, which is brilliant. So I was just choosing particular tracks and matching it with the trick. So if it was Extreme Burn, I'm choosing a song related to money. It was just like that, just being creative and having fun, and with all the visual tricks that are stuffed in the drawer that I don't really use. And it just got bigger, but the views, honestly, it was mad. It was like in its hundreds of thousands, up to millions. I'm like, oh, is this normal? I was just referring back to them. They go, you know, and they were just featuring my videos, and it was just going. It was organic. It still is organic to an extent now, but then it's just there was hardly anyone on it, and
so
it was a music
magic sort of creator.
I mean, the thing is, it was only a lip sync app at first, but then that's when they got me on board. Was the time when they were trying to get other creatives on top, like dancers, actors, comedians, magicians, and things like that.
So basically, the right time, right place, they saw you, and then obviously it's not only that; it's all about you because you did your whole YouTube and Instagram thing. They sort of picked you up from there. So it's still about pushing, and try and hit every sort of social media thing.
100%, and that's what I've learned when I look back at it now, is you must kind of spread your wings everywhere, you know. And people say, oh, what about Twitter? And I don't use Twitter, but I'm like, oh, I do. I just put my videos on Twitter, because you don't know who's going to watch.
Who's going to watch it?
You know, I've got like an A-lister following me on Twitter, but not Instagram. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to keep doing it because it works. It just works.
Exactly. And then how did you come up with the whole Magic Sing thing? Because I bet you get a lot. See, so to cut you off there. Now, I do a lot of weddings and parties, and I do a lot of residencies mainly, and one of the names that pops up all the time is, do you know Magic Singh? And of course I say, yes, I do. In fact, just yesterday I was at one of my residencies called Bombay Walk. It's in Hounslow, and you don't live that far from there, do you?
I used to live in Hounslow.
Okay, there you go. So a lot of tables, when I spoke about magic, usually comes up, oh, I saw this magician at the weddings. I said, well, let me guess, Magic Singh. They're like, yeah, I said, okay, that's all right. No, but that's good.
That's good.
And you know what? And because I spoke to you yesterday with the phone, trying to plan this whole interview thing, I said, I just spoke to him over the phone earlier today, and they're like, oh, cool. So it's you're so recognizable in the community. And how did you decide to go down this whole brand?
Sure. So I remember when I was starting out practicing the magic, and I remember I was asked by a family member, and they were saying, have you ever thought about marketing? And I was like, what does that mean? I never understood it, and they were like, you got to understand the brand, your image. What are you all about? If you were to sell yourself in 3 words, how would it be? I was like, oh, man, why does it have to be so serious now? And I didn't understand any of this stuff. Any male Sikh wearing a turban is always just referred to as Singh. They'll be like, yo, Singh, how's it going? It's just always Singh. And of course I was doing magic during break times and lunch times, and there'd be little crowds and things like that congregating, and they'd be like, oh yeah, it's that Magic Singh guy. And that name literally resonated throughout the entire school, and everyone just referred to me as this Magic Singh, even my teachers, or just Magic, or not really so Sing. It was not really Sing, but just Magic or Magic Singh. And I thought, what a cool name. So it's got to a point where it's just a part of me now. It's my name, it's my brand, it's all in my marketing. I've even had it copyright and trademarked, because I've got to protect the name, because I use it everywhere, like my website, everything, on my social media platforms as well.
I think having a name like that is so important, and people don't realize that with marketing. So that's a good tip for those who are watching this also.
Definitely.
And then also your wife is quite supportive of what you do. Pravin is always, I see her on a lot of your Instagram, because I know I follow Magic Singh, and if you haven't, I'll leave his Instagram in the links below this video, so go and check him out. TikTok links, his YouTube, you can have all his social media below here. I'm sure most of you already know him. Just in case there's one of you who doesn't know who Magic Singh is, you'll find out who's watching right now, I think. So that should be good. So Pavan's always been helping you with your stuff, very supportive.
Definitely.
Right.
She's amazing. She understands my work, because you hear about couples who don't understand each other's work and don't understand the time frame and what we're involved in and who we deal with, but she's kind of in the same sort of field with what she does. She's got her own business, so she understands. She's always seen my work prior to us being together. Now that when I'm creating content or my work, putting on a show, writing the script for the show, she's always there, maybe you can do this, maybe you can do that, and I'll perform the piece for her, and she goes, that's beautiful, or that was crap, you know, it'll either be that or the middle. But she's just brilliant. And then the funny thing is, she's not used to being on camera, but since I've been getting her involved in my videos, she's starting to enjoy it, and she's becoming far more confident when it comes to her own work as well. Because I've said this, I go, it's important to show you're the face of the entire brand, the company, and people want to know. People are nosy. People want to know about that person, and it's important to give it to them rather than whether it's just your hands or whether it's just your voice. I think it's important. This is the most important thing, and how you look, and she loves it now. She understands that concept, and we kind of bounce off each other really, really well.
In fact, saying that she's part of your show, I mean, I've seen videos of you levitating her and that sort of thing.
Well, that was part of the wedding deal.
That was so good.
It's been a dream of mine to be able to do that illusion work and make someone levitate, and to be able to do it with my wife. It's just the perfect thing.
That's perfect. And so you would say most of your work is really the wedding scene or corporates, or what sort of? Because you don't do any residencies. So if someone here watches this video and thinking and starts thinking, I want to see Magic Singh, they can't really watch you anyway unless they book you, right?
This is it. And I never understood that when people would say, oh, where can I come and see you? I just assumed like, oh, I've got a live show somewhere. I don't do live shows unless it's a ticketed event, but it's very rare that I do that. It's always private bookings, so weddings, corporates, award ceremonies, charity shows, or whatever it might be, birthday parties, you name it. It'll only ever be there. If you want to see me, which isn't live, it will only be online or on social media. Unless, of course, I have a live show one day, that's where you will be able to come and see me.
I'm sure. I'm sure a lot of people want to see you live, and I think you've done something for Paul Reagan at his thing, because I'm doing.
Of course.
I'm doing something with him in December. In fact, in a few days. Next week I'm doing something on Sunday. This Sunday, coming Sunday, at his thing. So I'm going to do my entire one-man show. It's going to be a bit of bar flaring and everything.
I'm going to come down.
So but you're probably going to be busy working, but but you know what it's like weekends. So now that you've done weddings, you've done corporates, where do you see yourself in the future? Do you still want to continue doing this, or do you have future plans?
See, my plan is, and this has been my plan since I've started, is always to be on television. I mean, I see how television is now going. It's becoming more so like the online platforms such as Netflix, Amazon, and Apple, and Disney, whatever it might be. But it's still that's my mission, to get my own TV show. And I could probably say this now. I've just finished a TV show with BBC Three. It'll be on the iPlayer in either January or February.
That is news to me. I did not know this. So you kept this a big secret.
I have. I hope I'm allowed to say that. But I mean, I won't say too much. But it's a documentary-based show. Me and a couple of other magicians as well. I probably can't say the name just in case, but you'll eventually hear about it on online and
this is exciting. This is so exciting, because I always said you've got that image and you have to be on TV. I really see you doing your own show. I mean, it's good that you're part of magicians and stuff, but I think in the future, I think we're definitely going to see Magic Singh on TV, his own show, kind of like what David Blaine did or Dynamo and that sort of thing.
That literally, when I saw that, I thought, I want to have that. And that was almost 24 years ago now.
Wow, it takes so long for your dream to come true.
Oh, tell me about
it. But as long as it comes true, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, you got to have that dream, that goal, and you know what you're working towards. And then that will only lead to the live shows, because I do a lot of cabaret shows as well now, at corporates and weddings and private dues. And I've just got so used to doing it, and I get a real buzz of performing on stage, and I love the whole theatrics of it. You can control the music and the lighting and the timing of everything. It's so fun, and to be able to do that as a one-man show eventually, in the West End, in London, that'd be so cool to do that.
Yeah. So here's a question: what do you prefer better, close-up or stage? Now that you've done both,
I still think close-up.
Okay.
It's in my blood. That's what I started off with.
I've done stage. I've done a lot of stage, not as much as you, but I've done my one-man show and I've done some stuff on stage, but I still prefer close-up. I don't know why. I think it's that intimacy with people right there.
I agree, because when you're on stage, you're like this, there's almost like a shield amongst you sort of thing, and you can't they can't buy into your personality as much. I mean, whereas when you're up close doing things in their hands, you're just being you, and
Yeah.
I feel like when you're on stage, you're a bit more of a showman and more of a performer.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess anything up. Nothing can really go wrong on stage.
Yeah.
Because if it does, then you are screwed. Whereas with close-up, there's always a way out. Maybe that's because of the experience.
I find it quite similar because when I do my routines, I do make a lot of mistakes. The kind of magic that I do, I'm going to be dropping something down, and I'd rather have that drop while I'm doing close-up.
I've never seen that, by the way. I've never seen you drop anything yet. Let's keep it like that.
Well, I'm sure the viewers watching, they're like, oh, this guy drops stuff all the time. Let's end with, what advice would you give someone new who's getting into all about discovering who they are and marketing themselves?
Be true to yourself. Don't try to be someone else. I remember trying to be like David Blaine and trying to be like Paul Zennon. I mean, these are the guys I used to watch when growing up. But just be yourself. Get your personality out when you're performing, and market yourself in a way which is true to yourself. I know I've just said that twice, but it's so important to be you, and people will always buy into you and your personality and nothing else. Same with the magic. Don't be so worried about, but he does the ambitious, he does double cross. It doesn't matter. You do it, because when you perform it, you put your own spin, your own twist, your own personality into it, and people are going to buy into that. Because remember, your performance and you come first, then the trick. It's all about the showmanship first. So work on that, and don't be so concerned and I've got to learn this trick, I've got to learn this, Just work on yourself, work on the magic, whatever suits your style, and everything else will fall in place.
That is fantastic advice. While you were saying that, I'm thinking a few things which I don't do from there. I'm thinking, do you know what? I'm always not complaining, but I'm always saying, oh, I don't do this because so-and-so is doing this. And I think that is great advice. I'm going to take that on board myself too. So that's great. There's a reason why I don't do I don't want to give names of effects, but where perspex appears in your hands. And I said, there's too many magicians doing that, and I try not to do that. But I think, do you know what? I'm going to change that. Next week I'm going to do it. I'm going to go pull out some of my older stuff that is still very popular, but I'm still going to do it, and we'll see how that goes.
Definitely.
So thank you once again, not only for coming and doing this interview, but also inspiring a lot of people out there. So a lot of people I've met, Sav, and people who are pretty, I would say, quite big names now, and they've started off with you in these last 24 years. So you have inspired a lot of people. So thank you. That
means a lot.
And I'll see you guys in the next video. But before we go, Etienne Pradier wants to say something. See you next week. Bye.
Perfect.
So let's do this. I don't know why I'm clapping. I normally clap when there's two cameras just to sync them in. Because sometimes Paul's always filming with another camera, so you've got a different angle going on there.
Okay.
Sorry. Something is bothering me. There's a thing blinking there with the battery.
Okay.
So I'm just going to try and change that battery.
Sure.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's cool. We're going to get there.
I didn't think there would be a lot of bloopers in this video, but you'll see all the bloopers at the end of this. Camera's tilted a little bit, so there's going to be a...
I was wondering why I was slipping like that. No, I'm not.
Is it tilted?
Hey, welcome to Magic Circle. Now guys, listen to me, yeah? If you don't subscribe to my good friend channel, you know what's going to happen? You're all going to change to a frog. So subscribe, like, whatever you want. Brandon is the best magician in the world. Subscribe. I'll keep an eye on you, right?